Once upon a time, in an enchanted kingdom, there lived a king and a queen and their son, a dashing prince. He was always dashing here and dashing everywhere. Blinded by love, the amorous prince would go to any lengths to find true happiness.
I love you, darling. Will you marry me?
Oh, yes, please.
Well, almost any length. But the jealous wicked witch did all in her power to destroy the prince's dream of true love. Before the days of the motor car, this is gonna take some thought. There lived a handsome young prince. His parents were very proud of their son. He was witty, intelligent, and also a clay pigeon champion of England. No mean feat, considering that no one had yet invented the shotgun. He was a dreamer and liked to wander across the meadows to a pond which lay in the grounds of a neighboring palace. In order to reach the pond, he had to pass through a witch's garden. On this occasion, she was laying in wait and sprung out on him from behind a bush.
So it's you who have been trampling down my vegetables, is it?
I was only talking to them, said the young prince feebly.
Well, I shall do the talking now. If a princess will place you on her pillow for 3 nights, then my spell will be broken.
The prince could think of any number of princesses who would be happy to oblige.
Not if you're a frog. They won't.
The prince agreed that this would be an unwelcome burden to his chances, but too late, as the wicked witch put a spell on him.
Cauliflower, pastry, treacle and jam! The wickedest witch in the world, who I am!
And in a flash, the prince became a frog who hopped into the pond and sank straight to the bottom. His parents looked everywhere for the boy, even visiting the king and queen in whose grounds the pond lay. A great pity. I had plans for the young prince of yours to marry my daughter, don't you know? This was scant consolation for the boy's parents, who reluctantly abandoned the search for the boy and claimed the insurance. As for the princess, she would often visit the pond, playing catch with a golden ball as she went. One day, she threw the ball so high that it fell into the pond. Look! A fat frog saw what happened and called out to the princess,
I'll get your golden ball, but you must do something for me in return.
Anything, anything.
You must let me sleep on the pillow 3 times.
Well, almost anything.
Well, if you want your ball back, you'd best think about it.
The princess did think. She thought the frog would never find his way to the palace, so she agreed. At that, the frog swam to the bottom, picked up the ball, and returned it to the overjoyed princess, who skipped off home just in time for dinner. Halfway through the soup course, there was a loud knock at the door, and a familiar voice rang out,
Princess, do you not recall how I found the golden ball? A promise then you made to me. Now open up. I'll count to 3.
"Okay," said the distraught princess. "What's all this then?" asked the king. The princess explained how she had made a promise to the frog. "A promise? Here's a promise. Ask him if he requires a little food before you take him upstairs to bed." The frog's face lit up at the thought as he jumped into the soup tureen and drank it all.
Oh, remarkable! Give the chef my compliments, said the frog. Now it's time for bed. Carry me upstairs, princess.
And the princess picked up the slimy little green fellow and carried him up to bed. She put him on her pillow, and within moments they were both asleep. When the princess awoke, the frog, to her delight, had gone. But to her horror, the same thing happened the next night. During supper, there was a rap on the door, followed by,
Dear princess, it's me again. I'm sorry if I seem a pain. I came to drink your tasty broth, then go upstairs to sleep it off.
Remarkable, exclaimed the king, as the frog consumed a bowl of mushroom soup before retiring to bed. As before, he was gone by dawn, and that evening at supper, the princess waited in anticipation for the knock on the door. In the hope of dissuading the frog from coming to her room for a third night, she had persuaded the chef to cancel the soup and serve instead boiled snails. Alas, soon the knock came.
Dear princess, don't think me rude. Before I sleep, I'll take some food. How clever you, child, to know. My favorite food is escargot.
After supper, the princess carried the frog up to the bed, taking with her her French phrase book. When morning broke, the frog was gone, but standing beside her was a handsome prince. Wow!
Oh, princess, it was me who was the frog, but your kindness in looking after me for 3 nights broke the witch's spell.
That very day, both families were united, and arrangements were made for the prince and princess to be married at once, or sooner if possible. But first the king ordered the pond to be concreted over, so no such misfortune could ever befall his family again. He failed to notify the witch of his intentions. She was taking a swim at the time as they concreted it over.